All right, today is day 8 of our writing challenge. 32,000 words. It feels really cool. I mentioned earlier in one of my earlier videos that I wrote a novel for children, a children's book, in the month of November, and that finished at about 35,000. So in 8 days, I'm where I was after 30 days in November. So that's kind of a cool accomplishment. That feels kind of cool to say. And we're kind of a fourth of the way done with the whole story. If my thought was 120,000 words, 30, 30, 30, 30 gets you there. So feels okay. I don't know that it's a fourth of the actual story. It's still set up to some degree, but I'm happy where things are, and I like some of the characters that we're getting to create and learn from experience. So it's been fun. It's been a good project. I didn't have a whole lot of updates to say in this video today. And I didn't need to talk about motivation. I didn't want to talk about anything else regarding other, how you get going with writing. But I just want to come on and say, yeah, I'm excited that we're 32,000 words in, and I feel pretty good about it. Some stuff maybe about my setup. I don't know. I write in Google Docs, so they've got this new tab feature on the side, which is actually kind of nice because you have an entire tab for history of your world, or character creation, and that kind of thing. And then you can have your actual chapters tab where you're actually doing all the majority of your writing. So that's been really nice. I know somebody who writes in Reedsy, or who's recently started writing in Reedsy. I haven't really checked that out yet, but I heard that's an okay tool for writers. So I know there's a few different resources out there. In the old days, I used to just write on Microsoft Word, and then I think they changed some of their subscription stuff, and so you couldn't just buy like the Microsoft home suite, and so then I switched to OpenOffice because it was basically the same thing, but it was just open source. It was free, and I like that. But then in getting with writing groups and people who other people who write as well, and you want to share your work, it's harder to share in a document processor like that. So switch to Google Docs, and that way I can just have a folder, and everything that I write can be up there for the other people to look at. So that's been nice, and it's good for having friends and family who can look at my stuff and make some edits and some comments, because that has been also really helpful. So I like Google Docs. I'm going to stick with it for the time being. It's just been nice. What else? Yeah, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, I'm writing on just a laptop computer. Nothing exciting, nothing crazy. It's not a Mac. It's not anything for gaming or heavy computer processing. It is a little annoying because it slows down when I'm trying to edit these videos, and I'm trying to especially export and then upload. It just slows down. So I should probably upgrade my system at some point. But for writing, it's nice because it's very quiet and very small and light, and it's portable, and I can just kind of take it anywhere I'm going. I'm not lugging around this giant PC. So that's been nice. But at some point, an upgrade is probably in the works. Maybe we could talk about my bookshelf a little bit, because I have I've been recording the first part of this challenge mostly at my brother-in-law's house, but I had a few review videos here. So let's look at it a little bit. We have Stephen King books up here because that's what I've hopefully this isn't frame. I might just be talking to the wind, but Stephen King books up here. Not all these have I read, but the majority of them I have. Then we've got fantasy books down here, and I've read these 2 of the Brandon Sanderson books, and I've read some of the other ones, obviously Lord of the Rings over on the side. And then we've got more fantasy, and then some science fiction, and a couple other things down here: Christmas Carol, Lord of the Flies, some other, I don't know, just fiction novels that I like. Then down here is just more Stephen King and a few other things. And I have another bookshelf upstairs that has more of my books. And I moved to where I live now several years ago, and I had a big collection of books. I had a large bookshelf, and I just, for some reason, thought, okay, I can rebuild my bookshelf. I don't need all these books, because a lot of them I had read, and a lot of them I hadn't read yet. And I think I had almost every single one of the Wheel of Time books, because I was working through that series. And so I was just trying to build this catalog of books, and I ended up giving them all away because I thought, I'm not going to need any more books. I can buy new ones. I can use a library. I was kind of naive, I think, because now I've been really trying to get back into reading a lot more, and I miss out on having some of those books. So we're slowly building our library again, and a lot of them are in bad condition. You can see some of them, the spines are just completely folded and destroyed, and some of them are brand new. Some of them are really nice. These I got used, but the quality is really, really good. This my wife bought for me, brand new. A couple of these other ones are brand new as well. I'm missing the You Like It Darker collection here. That's upstairs somewhere. But that one is also brand new. But a lot of them are used because, I'm totally fine just consuming the book for, the contents that are on the inside, getting, my $3 worth out of it. And I like to support used bookstores. So there's a great one in our town. And then when we travel around, I like to go to used bookstores if we can and find good, cheap deals because it's recycling, if it's a book that you loved, but you want to share it with somebody else, you can give it to a used bookstore. If it's a book that you didn't like and you want to get rid of it, well, you can give it to a used bookstore, and then maybe somebody else will enjoy it and, find out why it's actually good or agree with you and find out why it's bad. But it's just a chance to share and spread books. We don't have to just throw them away and clutter up our lives. And we can, exchange and return and renew. So I do love used bookstores, and that's why a lot of these are in horrible condition, missing covers. But it doesn't bother me because for the most part, I'm just trying to read the contents that are on the inside. I do have a couple of books and a couple collections that are in really cool shape. This is The Adventures of Robin Hood by Paul Creswick. I had this book when I was a little kid. My parents did, and I always thought it was the coolest looking book ever. I loved Robin Hood growing up, and so it just has this really cool, thick hardcover spine and cover, and yeah, it's really cool. So I have it as decoration here. And then we have this Chronicles of Narnia box set, unopened. I think it's like 1994 or 5 or something, so it's not super old, maybe 97, but it's unopened, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I have that. But yeah, that's most of the cool stuff that I have. That's kind of my bookshelf. So again, not the most like let's talk about our writing kind of video today, but I'm excited to cross the 30,000 threshold. So that feels like a big mark for me. Obviously, it's 32,000 because 8 times 4. So that's where we are. But I'm happy where we're at. I'm excited to keep just moving along and figuring out more about the world. It does feel a little bit like this one will need a rewrite in the future, just because I'm learning so much, and I'm convinced that I could make it more concise and more sharp and more focused, and change a few of the lines, that are kind of happening so far. So, but I think the right thing to do is to plow forward, to keep going, and have a finished product that we can fix rather than just a bunch of notes that don't go anywhere. And yeah, I'd like to do it that way. So anyways, thanks for following along. Thanks for watching. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to day 9 tomorrow, day 10, where we will hit a third of our challenge, 40,000 words. So thanks for following along. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in tomorrow's video.